Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. I hope you all doing well on this Thursday afternoon in the UK. Could be Thursday morning, could be Thursday evening, wherever you are in the UK. But hope everybody's well. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the video. It helps the algorithm. You know what I mean? I always say with people, likes are what makes the channel grow. If you don't like the video, the channel won't grow because then it will not reach to the people far beyond this stream. So, people, I hope everybody's well. Yeah, got some news developing just literally half an hour ago. Manchester United, Sancho, could be heading over to Saudi Arabia. Al-Ettifaq in the Saudi Pro League are set to launch a bid for Jadon Sancho. This is going to be a loan bid. This is a club that plays um, under Steven Gerrard. Jordan Henderson's there, Wijnaldum, a couple of other players there. But James Benge, who's from the CBS, which is the United States outlet, they are saying Al-Ettifaq set to make a dramatic loan move for Jadon Sancho. Steven Gerrard's side would be prepared to offer a buy option too, but given limited time, a standard loan maybe only possibility. Sancho's view on interest remains unknown. If we actually click on the article and we read a little bit more about it, let me just. Oh, this is what I mean, man. These ad blockers, mate. Telling you, man, it's absolutely killing me. But click off that right there. But yeah, I'm gonna read into the article and see a bit more about it. Let me just look at it right now. So, Al-Ettifaq are set to launch an 11th hour bid to sign Jadon Sancho on loan, according to CBS sources. The England winger has been a cast out to the fringes of Man United squad by Erik ten Hag, who has publicly criticised attitude to training following last weekend's 3-1 defeat to Arsenal. Sancho reiterated by saying that he had been a scapegoat for United's difficulties and that is a burgeoning sense the relationship between the player and the manager is at a breaking point. Steven Gerrard's club hope that a fresh start in Saudi Arabia can tempt Sancho to depart to Old Trafford, at least temporarily, and have open discussions of a new deal that would take the 23-year-old to the Pro League for the remainder of the season. Al-Ettifaq, would be open to including a buy option deal, but given that Saudi window closes in less than 12 hours, wow, it closed in less than 12 hours, people. Sources with knowledge of negotiators believe it's more likely that the clubs will agree on a straight loan deal. It remains seen whether Sancho himself will be open to the move. Under Gerrard, Al-Ettifaq have constructed something of an English core for themselves, recruiting Jordan Henderson and securing Demarai Gray. Yeah, they also got Demarai Gray from Everton early on Thursday. Henderson's former teammate at Anfield, Georgino Wijnaldum, has joined Moussa Dembele, with Denmark-based club have established themselves as one of the biggest spenders of the clubs not owned by public investment fund. Meanwhile, on the hectic deadline day, Al-Ittihad had a closing out. Yeah, that's cool. That one just talks about other clubs involved in that. But yeah, guys, would it happen? I don't think for me this will happen. I really, really don't. To make a cultural change, a change that you now move into a different club, a change that means you now move into a different environment, a new way of living. I don't think you make that on today, or you make that today on the 11th hour. Like I said, the Saudi Pro League closes today. So if they are going to make a bid, it has to be quick. I don't know if this is a sensational news. This is a news that I don't know people are just willing to kind of click on and obviously get sucked into. But it is something that, like I said to you, that Sancho does have an option. He does have an option to go move out on loan. He may not be in the manager's plans. He may not be what the manager wants. They may have fallen out. They have maybe fallen out very, very much badly in this situation. So for him to obviously then say to himself, you know what, I might be feeling this situation, I might not be, I might willing to kind of, kind of almost understand where the manager's going. He might see it in a different way, but I can't see this move happening. I really, really can't. I mean, Al-Ettifaq are trying it now. They're buying people from other leagues. They're buying people from other clubs. It's more of a hope rather than something that will come in reality. You know, you look at it with the Salah situation. That one there as well was more hope. They are bidding 220 million, but reality, are they going to get anything out of it? That's the situation when you got to deal with. So, I don't. I don't think for United's point of view as well, they can afford to lose Sancho right now. You know what's going on with Anthony. You know what's happening with Anthony. You know that situation can escalate any time, any hour. You don't know what's going on with that one. That leaves you with Palestri on the right wing only. Ahmad's out injured. You know what I mean? So it's not wise for Manchester United to sell Jadon Sancho or even put him out on loan. It wouldn't be wise for me to do that. So I look at it and I think, it's just a crazy one. But Al-Ettifaq, they're opportunists. They're looking at thinking, you know what, the situation ain't great over there. You know, it ain't easy. You know, and they're playing on our kind of almost, our uncertainty. They are playing on the fact that our club is a mess. And you know what? Man United, what do they do with a mess? They always think, you know what, let's brush it under the carpet. Let's make sure, you know what, we can make it look like it's not something of a problem. So if they want to continue with Sancho, then there might be more leaks. There might be situations going on in the background. But if they decide, you know what, they don't want the hassle anymore. You know what? Sancho's keen on a move. They may say, you know what, Will, we facilitated a move for him and we allowed him to move to a different club. They may see it in that way, people. You never know. You absolutely never know, people. So it's crazy. You know what? To move to Saudi Arabia, I'm not saying it's a career low, but to move there at 23, that's why I didn't agree with the Gabriel Viega. When I looked at Gabriel Viega, I was like, 21 years old. What is he doing moving over there? What is he doing? Like, what is he doing going over there at that age? Like, but then again, money's involved. He is on a lot of wages at Man United. I don't think another club will take him on loan at the wages right now. Another club might not even buy him for the money that Manchester United want from him and the wages in clout. So only Saudi Arabia can afford the wages that he's probably wanting right now, which is close to nearly 400 grand a week. You know, I don't think any other club will play that money in Europe. Maybe Real Madrid, but again, Real Madrid are dealing with now with players that are probably past him in terms of development, past him in terms of mentality, past him in terms of output. You know, Sancho for me was hot property 2 or 3 years ago. Everyone wanted him. Liverpool wanted him. Bayern Munich wanted him. Um, Real Madrid wanted him. Barcelona wanted him. Everyone was queuing around Jadon Sancho. But I don't think teams are queuing up for Jadon Sancho anymore. He might go back to Dortmund, but again, then he has to kind of get his loan down, sorry, his fee down in terms of what he sees himself as a footballer. So he has to humble himself. Chelsea wanted him, but again, Chelsea, did they want him? Did Chelsea want him now? I get it, maybe before Chelsea wanted him, because obviously he's from that Chelsea, he's a Chelsea fan, etc., etc. Super chatting for Michael O'Connor, big up to you. Based on Sancho form, he's not looking like he suits the Premier League. The Saudi League could be right up his street. Easy life, the bag. We don't know what his mentality is, though. I can't question someone's mentality in terms of, are they a money grabber? Are they a money chaser? Are they someone who is just thinking about the money? Like, I don't know. We don't know people's intentions in it. You know what I mean? Obviously, you can talk about, Igalo. He's come out and said, yo, listen, money or playing out here. And he said money. Let's be honest. Like, we go to the Saudi League for money. But I don't know what he wants in his future right now. Does he want the money? Does he want that? Does he want just an easy life? He wants to test himself. I'm sure he wants to test himself and prove himself that he's one of the best young players in the world, that he's one of the best players in the world. So I'm sure he wants to prove himself at the highest level. I don't think it's a case of, he's looking for an easy life. Like, he's not. United offered him the way. Yes, he demanded the wages, but Man United essentially gave him the wages. United didn't have to give and come to his demands. Manchester United didn't have to say, here's 350 grand a week. United didn't do that. United put he demanded the money and United gave it him. So it's not his fault. It's not his fault Manchester United have paid that more money for him. We A, didn't have a plan, and B, it's not worked out. Ultimately, both have failed. Manchester United have failed in terms of obviously the signing, and obviously B, he's failed in terms of finding consistency. Simple as that, people. Whether we like it or not, whether we mince it in certain different words, ultimately he hasn't worked out. So, like I said, I look at it and I think to myself, it's a very very sad situation. And had this happened in pre-season, I think there would have been a lot of teams in Europe sniffing around, maybe. But now it's very very much late. Europe windows have finished. Turkish league, I don't think they have that sort of money. And then obviously, his basic wage, yeah, his basic wage is 250, and then obviously it rises up to 350 depending on wages. So depending on appearances, depending on this, depending on that, depending on how many goals he gets, how many minutes he gets. So it depends on everything. Like we don't know the ins and outs of what his wages are if you kind of look at it in that sense. Um, but yeah, man, I think for me it's a sad situation for Jadon Sancho. It really, really is, man. Like it's got to the situation here where we're talking about Sancho going to Saudi Arabia. Who would have thought, by the way? Who in here would have thought we'd be talking about Jadon Sancho going to Saudi Arabia on the 7th of September 2023? We signed him. You've seen the hype. We played comps. We played, we were looking at Jadon Sancho. We're like, yo, this is a top signing. He's coming here and we're set for 10 years. We were like, yo, we're set. We are set for the next 5 to 10 years on that right wing. We've got a player who's 21. Like, bro, look at the amount of years we could have with Sancho. You know, it's so like nobody would have seen that. Big up to Carlson. There was a player called Neres at Ajax. He said Eric Ten Hag benched him because he dyed his hair. Eric Ten Hag becoming a dictator? Listen, from what I've seen right now, everybody's got the same hairstyle. If anything, what do you call it? Sorry, Martinez he tints his hair blonde. Everyone's got blonde hair. Anthony, I don't think for me it's about hairstyles. I don't know. I don't know whether it was more deeper than that, but listen, if it is, then it is what it is, isn't it? What can you do? But right now, like I said, I don't think he would be saying to him, yo, listen, you're not doing this or you're not doing that. Like it is, someone Samson saying there, United tax killing techie ballers. Bro, like, is it a PMP? Like when you look at wingers right now, Manchester United wingers, Rashford is the only one right. Garnacho's still a young kid. Depay flop. Di Maria flop. Like we're not being blessed with wingers. When you look at it, Valencia was a good winger. Who has been a good winger, people, at Manchester United when you deep it? Like who's been a good winger? I'm trying to deep it. Obviously, Greenwood before the situation, he was a youngster. Who's been a good winger? I'm trying to look at it, man. Like anybody know any good wingers we've had in the last couple of years that have set the foundations? Obviously, gigs. I'm talking about Nani. You're going back to Nani. When did he leave? Ronaldo, Nani. No one since Nani have we said has been successful. Ashley Young. You know what? I'll give it to Ashley Young. He did all right. Ashley Young. He won a couple of titles. And then he became a left back in that regards and a right back. But you know what, man? Would you ever do blonde highlights? Nah, not blonde. I would do brown because it's you could do brown but not blonde. Nah, I wouldn't do blonde. Valencia, Dan James, nah, man, he was a flop as well. When you actually deep it, the wingers that have not performed at this club, Anthony now, then you got this player here. It's only the players within the football club that have actually done well. Only Greenwood, obviously before the case. Oh, Rashford, Garnacho. It's the ones within the football club, not the ones that have expectation. How is that possible? That the ones that don't have expectation are the ones that are flopping. I don't get it. It's mad. When you actually deep it, it's absolutely mad. Sanchez, another flop. The worst one. Probably the worst. Like the expectation versus the flop has been crazy, people. You know? Someone was saying would you take Nani right now at 36? Would he produce more end product than the players here? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's crazy. Jason Park was decent, yeah. Jason Park was decent. You know what I mean? So this is crazy, man. And like I said, people, there was a situation today, this morning as well. Sancho again is on the talking point of the newspaper. Rob Dawson. This for me is very, very. I think for me, I don't know why he's done this report, but it says here on the pitch, club sources describe Sancho as a complex character. He can be loud and outgoing, but has also been very reserved. During the launch of Adidas jersey in Melbourne in 2022, he asked the host of the event to avoid asking him questions. I mean, this idea now that these journalists, because when you call these guys journalists, they don't make news like back in the day, or they don't make relevant news that people aspire to be journalists. But this idea that people now are judging his character now is what is low from these journalists. It's very very low. Talk about his football career. Talk about everything else, but now we're doing character references. Sorry, we're doing character analysis. Come on, man. So what if he's a complex character? So what if he's loud and outgoing? So what? So what? It can be reserved. People are high and people feel low at times. But this idea that you are now saying that he didn't want to ask questions, and you're trying to act like he's a bit vain and he's a bit this, bro. Who cares, man? Who cares? But again, these are all the situations that have coming out now because obviously Sancho has come out and he's obviously said what he said. Um, some staff members find Sancho cold and withdrawn, while others attribute his behaviors to simple shyness. Bro, how do you know that? Why are you making this stuff up? Like, where are you finding out this situation out here? Like, seriously. Like, is it okay not to be shy? Like, what? I don't get it. Like, what is the relevance of you putting out a report? You are working for the ESPN. You could be writing a million reports, but this is your groundbreaking journalism to find out that Sancho is cold and withdrawn. Come on, man. Like, talk about football, but now you're talking about this. Let's carry on with this waffle, man. Um, let me see what he said here. He says here, Eric Ten Hag has his staff have been particularly disappointed with Jadon Sancho, having felt they took extraordinary steps to help him last season. Ten Hag had run out of options, but he insisted that physical and mental state was important. Listen, I for me think, you know what? This is where I think Ten Hag went wrong a little bit. And again, listen, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think Ten Hag, if you backed him through the tough times, you back him further again in that, you don't pull him out in the open. But again, he's entitled to say what he says. But I think for me, when Sancho went away for all the months here, and obviously everyone now is talking about, oh, you know what, mental health is a real thing and etc. etc. I think for me, the media now are so it's funny, isn't it? Like we're talking about Dele Alli and we're saying, oh, you know what, protect people's mental health and whatnot. And then imagine you're now Jadon Sancho and you're hearing these stories about him and people are judging your character, people are judging who you are. Again, people want to do the mental health card or do the mental health situation when it suits them. So this is including the media. So people will put out, oh, you know what, let's do this and let's do that and let's be, come on, man. I get it, footballing wise, talk about his footballing attributes, but now you're giving people to kind of throw, you know what, he's got an attitude problem, or he's got this, or he's got that, or his character's off. He don't deserve to be a footballer. Like all them things are wrong. Who knows that? They're all subjective. We're not being objective here. And that's for me the key thing. You can't be, a lot of people will have their own opinions, but to throw it out there on a media piece, come on, man. It's not great, man. It really, really isn't. And that's why, you know, this hasn't and this won't help Jadon Sancho now in a minute. There's a lot of stuff going wrong right now for him. He hasn't obviously spoken since the you know what? Let me ask you a question, guys. Is his thing still pinned up? Is his um is his statement still pinned up? Let me find out here. I need to find out if his statement's still pinned. Let me find out here. Jadon Sancho. Yeah, it's still pinned. Still pinned. 60.4 million impressions. Wow. But yeah, he's pinned it, man. So he's not gonna speak until further notice. 26,000 quote tweets. So basically, for those that don't know, what he said was basically, people don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people saying things that is completely untrue. I have conducted myself in training very well this week. So he's talking about this week as well. I believe there are reasons for this matter that I won't go into. I've been a scapegoat for a long time, which isn't fair. All I want to do is play football with a smile on my face and contribute to my team. I respect all decisions that are made by the coaching staff. I play with fantastic players and grateful to do so, which I know every week is a challenge. I will continue to fight for this badge no matter what. So that's what he said, man. And it's difficult to kind of like, he has to double down on this. He has to back himself, which is fair in his words. But obviously, the manager now has to deal with it in his own way. And this football club, like I said to you, is a circus. It's only today that I realized that Manchester United apparently, which is again, is absolutely baffling, guys. You know how bad this football club is, guys. I'm going to show you something here. Let me just show you something here, people. This is how this football club is so bad. Um, so Manchester United, yeah. One second. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up here. And again, we're not afraid to speak about everything on this platform. Where is it here? Oh, it did not put it in here. One second. Let me. Make sure you guys are liking the video, people. There's over 800 of you in here. We've not even hit 400 likes, guys. What are we doing, people? What are we doing? But let me bring it up right here. So here it is. Chris Reeler today has said Manchester United were unaware Jeff Konopka was a pedophile. Mad. So if we actually read this report here, Manchester United made convicted pedophile guest of honor at Old Trafford after being celebrated career banned from the game. Club were unaware ex-women's coach got 4 years for offences against young girls. So Manchester United were allegedly unaware that celebrated women's coach Jeff Konopka was convicted of pedophile when they invited him to the club as a special guest last year. Konopka, who was in charge for the women's team from 1983 to 2001, was sentenced to 4 years in 2011. Wow, man. United commemorated his career featured in Old Trafford Museum, even though he had an active suspension of the Football Rights Association banned him from working on any team. Some now revealed not further. So again, they come out with a statement not further, no further connection with Connect 79. Reportedly contact legal and football authorities as a matter of urgency. Wow. Wow. Konopka attended a women's football game in March last year where he watched United face off against Everton at home. He was invited to the club's guest alongside former United ladies player. But now former players have demanded a public apology from Konopka, being the hero behind supporting achievements and followed him across there. Wow, man. Wow. Wow. Crazy. Wow. Is it audio? Did you all hear that? Guys, did you hear that, by the way? Sorry, I didn't even read the chat. Did you guys hear that, by the way? Sorry. Is my mic better now? Yeah. Is my mic better, people? Let me know if my mic's better. Did you hear that? Or do you want me to say that again? Did you hear any of that? Did you hear any of that? Did you hear any of that? Barely. Okay, okay, okay. So basically, Manchester United Football Club. This is why, again, it's more damning. We heard more revelations today. Manchester United Football Club today um, made convicted pedophile Jeff Konopka guest of honor at Old Trafford and celebrated his career despite him being banned from the game. Club were unaware ex-women's coach got 4 years for offences against young girls. So basically, Manchester United made in what they seen, they didn't realize or they didn't know about it. There was no background checks. Again, people yesterday said, you know what? Are Man United doing any background checks? But United didn't do any background checks. And they were allegedly unaware that celebrated women's F coach was convicted pedophile. So they invited him to a game as well last season. I think it was last season, was it? Yeah, Konopka attended a Women's Super League game in March last year where he watched United face off Everton at home. He was invited as the club's special guest alongside a former United ladies player. But now the former players have demanded a public apology from Konopka for was painted him as a local hero behind the sporting achievements and for allowing him to attend the game as guest of honor. according to the newspaper. So did they know about it? Did they know about it? Again, I can't accuse anyone of anything, because again, this is the way the law works, and I have to be very careful. But at the same time, it doesn't look good for Manchester United. It doesn't look good. Everything that Man United are doing right now, it doesn't look good. Every single thing Manchester United are doing right now, it seems to be one story after another. Every single thing that's going on right now, one bad story, that bad story, that bad story. When's it going to end? Like I just thought today, you know what? Thursday, it's a nice sunny day today. Relax, everybody, go and check. Relax yourselves today. But yeah, another bad story. What is going on with this football club, man? I, you know what? And again, I will say it and I'll say it again, man. Since that we got that devil sign on the front, man. You know the white shirt, man. The white shirt with the devil, bro. I've been hearing bad news since then, guys, man. I'll be real with you, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we're the Red Devils, and you know what? It has it on the shirt and it has it on the badge, but now it's in black and white, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's right there in front of you. Shaitan is on us, man. It ain't easy, people, man. It ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? So I can't lie, man. It's peak out here, man. It really, really is peak out here. Um, Someone are blackmailing Manchester United to sell politics. Some might say Man United can't afford to lose Sancho. And maybe Anthony season. The drama is not good for Ten Hag either. He's already under pressure. He is already under pressure. This won't help him at all. But this is why I say there has to be some sympathy towards the manager. The manager has gone through a lot, When you actually deep it, man, how much stuff has the manager gone through, man? It's crazy. Ronaldo, Maguire, the selling of the football club, Sancho, Anthony. How many more? How many more stuff is the manager going to go through? Our team is dying. Criminals, players, and guests. Bro, everybody, it's madness, man. It's absolutely madness. And I'm not calling out Fergie, but you know what? There was a person from Talksport who was right. Now it's time for Alex Ferguson to speak out, man. I've said it time and time again, Fergie, you have got a role in this. You need to come out and speak out. You don't need the money from the Glazers. You don't. And again, I'm not trying to blame Fergie here, but Fergie does not need money from the Glazers to be an ambassador. He doesn't need it. Distance yourself from the football club if you need to, because nobody will think of you any differently. Any United fan that thinks of Fergie differently, if he walked away from the football club and said, you know what, I don't want to associate myself with the Glazers while they're there. I don't want to associate with them. So you know what? Speak out. And if you spoke out and said, you know what, the Glazers must go. Enough is enough. You are ruining the football club. You are destroying the football club. Fergie, if he came out, I'm telling you now, that may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. It may be that final say or the final nail in the coffin for the Glazers to leave. They have lost all confidence by one of the greatest. You're looking at Sir Matt Busby. He's one of the greatest. He's the one that laid the foundations with the Busby babes and everything. Then you got Fergie, who almost carried on that legacy and built the new modern Manchester United. But again, I don't know. This is not for me to kind of demand of Fergie. It has to come from Fergie within himself. But again, it's a lot for him to take on. He's 80 odd years old. How does he view Man United? Is it a case of what he's like? There's not much I can do. What can I do? What can I really do? Have I really got to say? Gary Neville. Fair play to Gary Neville though. That's why, for me, I don't think he has any ambassador roles in Man United. He worked for Sky Sports, and obviously Sky Sports pay Man United. They pay the Premier League, so they then need to get their side of money anyway. So end of the day, Gary Neville will always have his say. Fair play to Gary Neville. He's done it, and he's done what he's wanted to do. People are saying let him enjoy his People say let him enjoy his retirement, but the thing is, though, is he really enjoying his retirement? Though he's there every day, bro. He's not enjoying his retirement. He's there every day. He's probably doing a lot of what do you call it? A lot of what do you call it? These little things and meetings, and where they go to these conferences and these little, these little lunches and whatnot. He's doing little speeches. He's doing these appearances. So at the end of the day, he's not really retiring, is he? And if the Glazers tell him, yo, listen, we need you to speak on behalf of this event and whatnot, he's going to go to that. So, end of the day, I'm not saying to me, Fergie, do this and you must do this. And I think of you differently. I don't think of Fergie differently. I think he's a legend. I think he's what this football club is today. But at the same time, I would love it if Fergie spoke out against the Glazers. I would love it. But are we going to get that? It's a different question, man. And I don't think we are going to get that, unfortunately. That's just the reality of the situation, to be honest with you. Um, Talksport are now putting out information. Talksport, Alex Crook. If you believe Talksport, you believe Talksport. But Talksport are coming out now and saying Manchester United have declined to comment on the prospect of Jadon Sancho joining teammate Cristiano Ronaldo in the Middle East. So Alex Crook again, who's linked with Manchester United, who has sources at Manchester United, and you know what? Find some information about United is saying that they are declining to comment. So does that mean that there's no smoke without fire? Who knows? Jadon Sancho has been targeted for a last-minute move to the Saudi Pro League. Yeah. Where does he go? Does he not go? What does he do, people? Does he want to go? Does he have it in him to go? I don't know. Donny van der Beek has interest from Fenerbahce and Galatasaray, but Manchester United are facing a race against time to offload him. Bro, Donny van der Beek, man, just move in it. Like, what's going on with you, bro? Manchester United are willing to consider any offer for Donny van der Beek. There was hope earlier in the summer that his departure might generate a fee, but it's now expected time to leave on loan. Bro, loan FC, man. Bro, man can't even leave, you know. Bro, just let him go, man. Cut your losses and let him go, man. Let's be honest. Cut your losses and let him go. Apparently, he's not in the Champions League squad. Is that correct, people? Is Donny van der Beek not in the Champions League squad? That's damning. That's damning, man. Donny van der Beek is not in the Champions League one. Sancho deleted all his CR7 IG posts. Did he? Did he? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Yeah, he's not in the squad, yeah? I know he's not in the squad. I know you're a footy guy, but you covering the Rugby World Cup? Nah, I might watch it. I'm a fan of rugby. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I can watch rugby. I can watch rugby. I'm watching the Super League at the minute, so let's see who gets into the finals. But I am a bit of a rugby fan, but not too much. I can have it in the background. I can get into it. I can watch it for a good few minutes. But yeah, I'm not gonna be watching it or covering it. Let's just say that. Um, just, you don't want Fergie to come out echoes like Arsenal fans wanting Wenger to come back and speak on the Cronkies. The deep dog you really want in the wilderness, bro. Good luck. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, Big up to Amin. He says here, hi, Saeed, your worth ethic in this space is unmatched. Every time I pick up my phone, new content from Saeed TV. I love your content, Arsenal fan. That's what we do, man. I don't think there's a I don't think there's a more hardworking YouTuber on YouTube than me. Uh, I might have to just give myself some praise. Like, I don't think there is. If there are, then listen, you can name them and fair play to them. But yo, I put in the work, man. So that's all we do. You know what I mean? I'm a content creator and I try to give the best I can. So yeah, man, big up. This is my full-time job as well, so I have to do it. You know what I mean? Or else I won't get paid and I can't pay my rent. But you know what I'm saying? We have to do it. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Big up to everybody who supports the channel. And if you're not supporting the channel, and if you're not liking the video, because right now there's 1,000 people here, and I don't think there's even what right now 216 likes. So you lot are trying to say you're supporting me, but then you're not liking the video. Let's get up to 500 likes. Oh yeah, there might be one person. This guy here, Planet Vaz. Big up to Planet Vaz. He does more mileage than me. So big up to to Planet Vaz. Because like I said to you, all the pre-match stuff, all the things you see behind closed doors, he finds out all the training under 21s. So make sure you follow him and subscribe to his channel, Planet Vaz. Eric Ten Hag is dealing with crap since day one. You don't see Pep facing. Let the man run a football team, not a telenovela. Telenovela. What's a telenovela? Let me find out what that is. Telenovela. Telenovela. Telenovela, what's that? It's a type of serial drama or soap. Okay. Latin America. Okay. Yeah, say less. Yeah, say less. Yeah, big up, man. I didn't know that one, else, to be fair. Soap, Spanish drama, yeah? Okay, Spanish drama. Say no more. Saeed, United Glory TV says send Ten Hag out on loan too, innit? Why not? He's our manager. We can't just send the manager out on loan. That don't make sense. Yeah, that don't make sense, really, does it? You know? Big up my Somali brother Said. Yeah, man. Big up all the Somalis in the chat, man. Big up the community. Always giving props, standout guy. Come on, man. Spain extenders. Bro, I'm telling you, we are the extenders of English football, innit? Like we are that. We're the English extenders. And to be honest with you, right now, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Like I don't watch television, but Man United are our television. You know, that's what we are, you know. United FC fans though says this Ten Hag deserved to be sacked. He knew what Anthony was about in the Ajax days, and he made us waste 80 million on him. Ten Hag deserved to be sacked now. Saying big up. I don't agree with that one, bro. What? How do you knew? We didn't know. Well, people. This is the thing though. My dad knows me. Yeah, like my dad knows me. He knows who I am, but he doesn't know what I'm doing behind closed doors. He doesn't know what I'm doing right now. So if my dad doesn't know that, how can Anthony know that? Come on, man. You can't be disingenuous to manager. I get it, you can say Tanak should be out and should be gone. He wasted 80 million, etc., etc. But come on, man. Listen, there's a lot of ways to bash the manager, but he didn't know allegedly, you know, Anthony has done what he's done. We don't know that, people. So we can't just say to the manager, you know what, he's done this and he's done that. Come on, we can't really say that, man. So yeah, Delaney, you're wild. Big Benz, big up to you, my guy, becoming the latest member. Guys, if you want to become a member of the channel, please do so. It helps the channel, you know what I mean, and whatnot. And yeah, become a member. There's a It Ain't Easy member. If you want to become an It Ain't Easy member, please do so, because right now it ain't easy. You know what I mean? So yeah, listen, that's what I'm saying. Ten Hag was dating his girl. What? Ten Hag was dating his girl. No, he wasn't. Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from? See, a lot of people are making up stories now. This is what I'm saying. You're becoming like the media now, people. You guys are becoming the media. You're making up stories right now. You know, you're making up alleged stories that haven't happened. You know what I mean? How do you become a member? Press the join button. Press the join button, or if I put the link in the chat, you can become the member there. So yeah, if you want to become a member, press the join button or become the member through this link here. Fake news, man. That's what I'm saying. Right now, I have to be careful with fake news, people. I have to be careful with fake news. Any fake news, I need to verify my sources. Yeah, I mean, I know you might have watching Grizz Khan and all that, yeah, but listen, you know, I mean, Grizz Khan sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. So we have to be careful. Big up to you, my guy. Ned, who says you've got to be honest at some point, bro. I know exactly it's. I know what exactly is Ten Hag doing. The other managers didn't do. What are we? Why are we blindly backing this guy? I tell you why. I tell you why. Because this is his second year. He's already got credit in the bank for the first year. I get it, you don't like his style of play, but a lot of it, his style of play was down to because A was a lack of striker. He didn't have the midfielders that he wanted in De Jong, so he had to settle with Casemiro. And again, settling it isn't mean settling because Casemiro is a quality player. But when you actually deep it, he's now got his spine. He hasn't got the keeper that he wanted. So he's got Onana, he's got Amrabat, he's got Hoyland, he's got the spine, and he's got Mason Mount. He has got the spine right now. So now we have to judge him for now. I think for me, it's too early to be saying Ten Hag out or are you blindly backing the manager? I get it, the style of play isn't great, but now it's too soon. We're 4 games in. We are 4 games in, people, and we've already lost our heads. Let's just give it time. Let him find out what he wants. Let him struggle. If he struggles and you know what, he's not getting to the players, and you know what, the players aren't understanding what he wants, then you know what? Then his position becomes untenable. I'm just, for me, tired of sacking managers. People, honestly, I am tired of sacking managers because you know what? We let Ragnick go too soon for me. Ragnick should never have left. Ragnick should have been here right now. and we're letting Ten Hag, for me, possibly go too soon. Who do you go and get after the manager? Nedu says, I'll give him time. What? Until next week? Until next week. We lose to Brighton and you're Ten Hag out. And it's not an excuse. I just think, for me, who do you go and get? We probably get a temporary manager. De Zerbi's not going to leave his job halfway through the season. He's not going to leave his job. You go and get a temporary manager in. I bet you probably got Laurent Blanc. Give you any money, this football club gets Laurent Blanc to the end of the season. And Laurent Blanc's failing at Lyon. Has he been sacked yet, Laurent Blanc? Who else is out there? The only manager I would get to replace this manager right now would be Zidane, Carlo Ancelotti. Probably them two. Zidane, Carlo Ancelotti. Luis Enrique's already gone. Again, that would have been a situation. De Zerbi, I'm sorry, man. De Zerbi, I think for me, yes, he's playing good football, but come on, man. De Zerbi, bro, I just want someone who knows, again, who knows how to win and has the aura. Give me a man who's got the aura. You know what I'm saying to people? Aura. If you're gonna sack him, then aura. Bring a guy who's got aura. You know, because Guardiola apparently might be taking the England job. So if he takes the England job, then that means there's no space really for the manager right now when you deep it. So obviously that means De Zerbi then naturally goes to Man City. So right now, listen, we've got one in Ten Hag. That's what I'm saying. We have one. So let's make it work. Let's not just, go there and start thinking about sacking managers. Let's stop that idea. And you know what? Let's just do what we have right now. Let's build on it, people. Let's build on what we have right now. Please. And give the manager time, patience. Because I can easily say sack the manager. I can be saying, you know what? This ain't good enough, sack him. You know, that. But again, what do you do? Look at Company right now. Look at Vincent Company. I like Company. But you know what? You play that type of football, you ain't surviving this league. He should have probably said, you know what? I'm going to play simple football. I'm going to play this. Now, look what he's doing. Look what's happening over there. It ain't easy, man. Ledu says Ten Hag has created problems for himself though, and now has single-handedly created a wave of character association towards Sancho. SMH. I understand that frustration. I understand. You know what? Fair enough. He should not have said that, and that he has created a problem for himself there. But at the same time, as much as he's saying what he's saying, I want a manager to believe what he says and go with it. Be firm about what you're going to say, but also have the allowance for a player to come back and say, you know what, I disagree with you. What you said there in the public domain, and now I'm going to get abused. Now look at the backlash now from what you said. Now, if Ten Hag hadn't said that, look at now what the people are reporting about Sancho. Now look what they're reporting about, man. Come on, man, people. Look what they're reporting about. It's not good enough, man. Big Ben says, "Say no one can save this club on the pitch when the Glazers still at the football club." Bro, facts. V33 says, can't we give Eric Ten Hag time and freedom like Arteta had? He's tried to get rid of the deadwood and mold his team with an arm tied behind those bums, Glazers. Facts. 100%. Sometimes, like I said to you, you don't have time. But right now, why should we sack a manager when the Glazers still running the football club? Ultimately, you're going to be under the guidance of the Glazers. So, will anything really change when you've got the parasites in front of you? Will it really change? I don't think so. Remember, he has also rejected Ragnick's help. Obviously, that situation there, we don't really fully know. We'll never know who rejected who. We're waiting for Ragnick to speak out. I can't wait for Ragnick to speak out and have his say on it. I really do. I wanted to speak out, say, yo, listen, what happened? Why did you leave? What happened? Who did you have an argument with? And if Ten Hag is exposed in that regard, then you know what? That's on him then. Because the signings he's brought in have been great. And his talent ID hasn't been great. Mason says here, dropping Sancho for poor performance in training is contradicted from Ten Hag because he kept the exact same 11 after losing 7-0. The manager's clues. You know what? That one, I was baffled. I'm not going to lie to you. I was baffled because when you look at it, they put out 7-0. And yes, they did win the next game. But I'm sorry. If you want to put out a president, you put out the players that weren't playing well. the Bruno Fernandes, the Rashfords that day that weren't playing well. You take them out the firing line. You say you're not playing next game. That's what you do. But he gave them a chance. Obviously, it worked for him and we won the game. But ultimately, these are the little things that the players look out for. They look out for these certain things. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Not backing Jose was a mistake. Nah, listen, Jose had his day, man. Every dog has his day, and Jose had his day, man. He had time. I respect Jose, though. I respect the trophies, but ultimately, the position became untenable. He started, moaning to the media. He started complaining, and it made the atmosphere toxic. Come on, man. It made the atmosphere toxic, and ultimately, his time was done. But then again, we replaced him with Ollie. And should we replace him with Ollie? No. That was almost like a rebound. You know, when you split with your missus and then you end up going for another girl just for the sake of it. Like, it was a rebound with Ollie. It should never have happened, really, when you deep it. And people will say, oh, well, that's disrespectful to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a legend. But if we were serious, we would have got a proper manager in that time. Pochettino at that time was available. We didn't go for him. And would our kind of situation changed at that time? And the history would have been different, possibly. Yapstam got shipped for his book by Sancho. Yeah. Respect to Saeed TV, great show, truly fair. Listen, I'm always fair, man. I'm always fair, bro. I'm always fair. I think for me, you've got to be fair. But I see both sides. I ultimately think, you know what? There shouldn't be a side. One's our player or one's our manager. But unfortunately, the way media is right now, you have to pick a side. You don't really, do you? You don't really have to pick a side. You can have a particular way of thinking about something, but you don't need to take a side. That don't really need to happen, does it? So yeah, it's a sad situation all around, people. When you actually deep it and you look at the situation, it's a very, very sad, sad situation. It didn't have to come to this, did it really? Let's be honest, people. Did it really have to come to this situation? You know? Did it really need to come to this situation? I don't think it did. That's just my honest opinion about it all. I'm against Eric Ten Hag and Sancho. Well, there you go. That's how it should be though, bro. It should be that they're both in the wrong. Ten Hag's in the wrong for calling him out, and Sancho's again. But again, people would argue if the manager didn't speak out, there would be no situation here. But ultimately, both are in the wrong. Both should not be putting their dirty laundry in public. You know that whole saying, you don't put your dirty laundry in public. But at the same time, I don't disagree with saying what they feel. Again, like I'm not saying to the manager, don't do it. I'm just saying, should it have been done? That's the way you kind of would say it. Should it have been said? I don't control the manager. The manager's the manager. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not doing it. I'm not forcing anyone to say anything. So it is what it is. But listen, people, I'm gonna go. I need to go to the gym. Leg day, people. So I'm gonna go to the gym. Yeah, people. I'll be back live at 6 p.m. So people, make sure you're there at 6 p.m. One more super chat before I wrap up. Big up Nedu. Appreciate it, guys. My manager list: Zidane, Hansi Flick, Pellegrini, De Zerbi, Marco Rose, Unai Emery. I like these managers because they have specific styles and stick to them no matter what happens. Hansi Flick, I could be able to that. Pellegrini, really? Pellegrini in 2022, 2023? I don't know about that one, mate. But yeah, Zidane, I'm with you. Hansi Flick, I'm with you. I'm surprised you've not put who's that other manager? Ancelotti in there. David Ornstein has put something out, apparently. People say David Ornstein tweet. Jadon Sancho isn't going to Saudi League. So late dagger. People, Jadon Sancho isn't going joining Saudi Pro League before transfer deadline day tonight. 23-year-old admired, but move not happening. Same applies for Mohamed Salah, but SPL interested in 31 ways. Good future and good relationship for all parties. So there you go. There you go, people. There you go. It confirms it all. Sancho won't go to Saudi Arabia. Perfect end to wrap up the stream, eh? Perfect end to wrap up the stream. Guys, please like the video. If you are new here, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We are only 338 likes. Can we get that to 500? You've got a minute to get that likes up to 500. Again, I didn't see it coming, but it is what it is. Like the video, people. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, I'll see you at 6 p.m. Big up to you guys.